Hello, my name is Ved, and in this video, I am going to share with you how to do effective job search. This video would be relevant to you if you have recently graduated or you got laid off, or you are in the process of switching your jobs or industry, or you are an aspiring entrepreneur and you don't know where to start. A little bit about my background. I'm a scientist and an entrepreneur. I finished my PhD in the field of nanotechnology and its biomedical applications from University of Chicago. I run two companies outside of my full-time work. One is into health consulting and another is into e-learning. If you are looking for the jobs, the first thing that I would encourage you to do is to create your profile on LinkedIn and start networking and connecting with people whom you aspire to become like. That is where you will find the most amount of value. The typical job search protocol that people follow is the following. They go to websites like Glassdoor or LinkedIn or Naukri.com, and then they keep applying for jobs, hundreds and hundreds of applications, and wonder why they are not able to get a job. I have done that mistake. Let me tell you why it doesn't work. Think of it from the perspective of a hiring manager. That poor guy has to go through hundreds and hundreds of applications in order to find one candidate suitable for a job position. And there are many, many posts like that which are advertised. He has got a time crunch. Do you think that he has got the time to go through hundreds of applications to find one candidate? I don't think so. And that's what he does. He goes to his office colleagues and asks, hey, buddy, do you know of somebody who is good in software engineering and who is just got started in the job world? He says, yeah, my friend's cousin, he was looking for a job position. Maybe I can connect you to him. And then his friend sends his resume and there you go. He's internally hired or got the job through a referral. So that is how most of the jobs nowadays are taken up. And as a matter of fact, there are lots of jobs which are not even posted on the internet because poor hiring manager guy, he doesn't have the time to post all of those jobs. Okay, so he always goes via the easy route. Now, how do we gain access to this hidden job sector is what I'm going to share with you. I found over the internet from University of Washington, in this picture, where they have shared how typically employers look for new recruits, whereas how job seekers look for new jobs. There's a like very big contrast between the two strategies. As you see, recruiters look mostly through informational interviews or referrals, whereas job seekers go for job ads. No wonder this strategy doesn't work very effectively. I have spoken with many, many people who have recently got jobs. And in most of the cases, what I have heard is that they went to some kind of a networking event or they knew somebody already working in that company, they got a referral, and that is how they got a job. I will share with you a few examples which will help you to get a better perspective on this topic. Think of it like this. When you travel from one place to another, in this example, like you are traveling from Dallas to Chicago, what do? You first of all decide what you want. You decide the destination, correct? And then you ask an expert who has been there, who has done that, right? In this case, this is your friend who has got a job in this company. Then you ask them what to do, what not to do, which vehicle to take, which path to take, right? And then if some strategy doesn't work because the times have changed, pandemic happened and things like that, doesn't matter. You change the route, you figure out, you keep asking people, and eventually you will get there if you don't quit, right? This is how simple the journey is, and this is how simple life is, and even job search, as a matter of fact. All right. So on those lines, here are a few key tips from my side. You start with the end in the mind. Here is an example what I did during my job search. I was looking for a job in Dallas area because my entrepreneurship mentors live here. I was looking for a job by this particular date because that was the deadline. And I wrote down this thing in front of myself and I kept looking at it every day and kept looking for jobs accordingly. Whatever I set my mind to, I was able to work towards and accomplish that exactly on time. I would say this may or may not work for everybody. but there's a high probability it will at least put you in the right track. If you don't know what you want, there's very less likelihood that you will get it. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is what you want to do versus how you want to live. These are two different questions. Your life is not just about job. It's much more than that. What do I mean by that? We are so focused upon doing a job that we revolve our entire life around the job. I would encourage you to think long term and ask how you want to live first, and then find out a job which fulfills that need. If that doesn't do that work, then find something extra that you can do so that you can produce that outcome, just like traveling, right? You decide the outcome first, and then you decide the vehicle, not based upon how beautiful the vehicle looks like or how comfortable you feel doing taking that vehicle, but you decide the vehicle based upon the outcome it produces. Next, nurture your relationships with people who have produced the outcomes that you want. In this case, what matters is the person whom you are connected with, because they are the ones who will open the doors for you, not what technical skills you know. Okay, because it's very difficult to break through the barriers of those hiring managers. All right. So always ask for advice, not a job. Because when you ask for a job directly, you look like a very needy person. Whereas when you ask for advice, you can consider that person on a high regard, and that person feels good about you and wants to help you further by providing job opportunities. Okay, this is a very important tip that I learned during the process. Apart from that, build your profile because you attract who you are, not who you want. Okay, think of it like this. When you go to a shopping mall or a party or anywhere, do you want to speak with a person who looks very shabby and sad, or do you want to be around a person who is happy and uplifting, right? Same way on internet, your profile is your dressing style or your looks. Okay, so it matters a lot. Make sure that you put whatever is relevant and whatever you want to attract. Okay, if you want to be an outgoing person who wants to serve other people, put some kind of volunteer activities. You can look at my LinkedIn profile and get some better idea. Okay, and apart from that, LinkedIn has got a very nice feature of open to work, but be careful before applying that system, because if you are already working in a job and if you apply this kind of a setting, then your current HR is going to kick you out of the company. So make sure of taking care of that part. Apart from that, if you are not working anywhere, this is a very, very good way to attract good recruiters. Apart from that, actively engage in posts, because hiring managers, recruiters keep looking for people who are positive minded and add value. Okay, and you can create your own unique brand by doing so. Lastly, do certifications if it is relevant, and if you are having questions about which certifications to do, ask somebody who has been working in the position where you want to be. Okay, or look at the profile, as simple as that. Now I'm sharing with you a few templates for sending out messages to people on LinkedIn, so that you can do some kind of informational interview. What do I mean by informational interview? It's as simple as when you are stuck in a location and you're looking for directions, you ask the local shop owner, right? So same way here, you ask the person whom you want to be like. Here is a template. You can take a screenshot and go through this one later, but I will share with you a few key points which I am doing here. Number one, I am considering myself to be equal as that person. Number two, I'm using the first name also. This might feel a little weird for people from countries like India, but that is how the professionalism works. Make sure it is a little customized as much as possible towards that person's profile. Look for something good about that person and compliment it. And then you share that this is the kind of job that I'm looking for. Would it be okay if you can give me 15 minutes specifically for an informational interview? Why 15 minutes? Why not half an hour? Why not 5 minutes? 5 minutes is too short. half an hour is too long. This is the right sweet spot. And toward the end, always have your name. If you send out enough emails like this or messages like this, some might reply, some may not reply. But the ones who reply back, you set up a meeting with them or a call that these are the two options that I'm available at. What time works better for you? Never say, sir, please call me anytime. It means that you are a useless person or you don't value time. Okay. If you give them just two options, it's pretty easy to pick. And usually what I have found out during my experience of job search is that weekdays in the afternoons around lunchtime is the best time to suggest. Okay, somewhere around Wednesday or Thursday. If that doesn't work, then ask them, will you be okay if I call you after office hours or on the weekends? Different people have got different choices, so accordingly you have to decide. Okay. Then what are the questions that you should be asking during that informational interview? First of all, make sure to call exactly on time, not early, not late. Number two, if you have if you have asked for 15 minutes, stick to 15 minutes. If your call is looking that it is extending beyond the time, set up another call. Ask them for that. Okay. And here are some questions. You don't have to ask all the questions and bombard them with them, but this is a general guideline. Okay. Overall, you are asking them about their journey and their life, getting to know them, building a relationship with them. Once you have done that, then asking them what would they do if they were in your position. This way, they are doing the thinking for you. They're answering your questions about which companies are hiring, how do they do the job search, and things like that. And also, it's like asking them some hidden questions, like which you are even not aware about you. So they will be able to tell some things like that. And lastly, towards the end, you always ask for referrals. Okay. From one person, you ask for not 50 referrals, you ask for 2 to 3 or at max 4 referrals. And be very specific on asking the questions, because if you ask a general question, they will be lost. Okay. And always, if required, you can always book another meeting or another call. Now, what is the mindset that you carry during the job search? First of all, track everything and have an abundance mindset. What do I mean by that? When you are planting a seed, you don't just plant one seed and hope that it is going to grow. And you don't keep digging and asking whether it has started growing. You plant, and you ask from the farmer on how to do that, basically the person whom you interviewed just now. And then make a list of all the people that you're speaking with. Sometimes we feel overwhelming, like, oh my God, I have been speaking to so many people, but no response. And you go back to your list and you see, oh, I just spoke to 10 people. I would encourage you to speak with at least 50 to 100 people. And through that, someone will open the door for you. If not the first connection, then their referrals or second layer, third layer, fourth layer of network. Somewhere you will find the opportunity, and each interview prepares you for the next interview, right? So that is how you build the mindset of doing a proper, effective job search. Apart from that, apply for mid-size and small-size companies also, because they have a lot more openings as compared to big companies. And lastly, customize your resume for the keywords in the job description, because a lot of times the application tracking systems look for the keyword match. So when the person you are interviewing with says that you send me your resume for this particular job, go back and customize your resume. Don't just submit a generic resume, and look for some good templates over the internet and implement that. If you don't have a template, you can ask me via email and I would be happy to share mine. Okay. Now, being said that, now that you have entered the job, and what do I do next? How do I maintain a good status and continue to thrive big time in life? The first thing that you observe is, if you see the typical corporate structure, there are very few people on the top and lots of entry level people. And if you observe at their skill set, most of the times entry level people are very, very good at technical skills, whereas top level executives are very good at leadership skills. So in long term, what matters is a lot of personal development, leadership, and other characteristic behaviors, which allows you to work with lots and lots of people. Okay, so just by doing more and more certifications, you may be able to get a little bit above from your current level, but your progression will be very slow. Rather, if you focus upon these kinds of skills, you'll be able to make your progress big time, not just in corporate sector, but also in life. This is what I have done, and that is how I was able to make big jumps much faster. Apart from that, what I have also found out is uh, a lot of people keep complaining that, man, I have been working so hard, but I'm not getting promotion because the guy above me is not getting promoted, or he's like not getting fired, and there are not enough job positions up there, and there's lots of office politics. So that is why I started looking for options beyond basic work, basic job. It's just like uh, living in a rented apartment. Your rented apartment is good for temporary stay, but in long term, you would like to have something of your own. So for such cases, I would highly encourage you to start exploring having something of your own. Okay. And another mindset behind that is, in real world, the skill set is the bucket, water is the money, job is the pond. In order to get a job, we have to carry the bucket every day and keep working hard day and night. But at home, if you really think, how do you get actual water? You don't carry the bucket every day. You set up a pipeline system using somebody's help, and then the pipeline system keeps producing water for you, and you have the time to watch this video. Correct? Or do the job search, or spend time with family and things like that. So in long term, it's always suggested that you think differently about your finances, find ways to create income streams which can continue to produce income for you while you're sleeping. Okay. And in those kinds of opportunities, there is no limit on you. The only limit is yourself. And if you want to learn more about that, you can always ask me. Uh, Lastly, and most importantly, a pandemic has shown that job security is a oxymoron. Job and security do not coexist. Why? Because job is given by somebody else to you. If it can be given, it can be taken away as well. Correct? So on those lines, it's if your car has got an extra spare wheel, doesn't it make sense to have a spare career choice also for yourself, and something which can continue to run without you, right? So that is the reason why I chose entrepreneurship as a possibility beyond my current work. And nowadays, with the gig economy in place, there are lots and lots of possibilities out there. I have explored a few and found which ones work and which ones don't work, especially for the beginner people. Or if you are already existing entrepreneur, if you are having a lot of struggle to convert your business from where you are uh, always involved in a job and you don't have time and money to spend, or time to spend with the family or on things that you want to really pursue, then I would be happy to share more about my experience. With that, I come to the end of my talk. I hope that I added some value to you, and you can always feel free to connect with me on these social media platforms. With that, all the best with your job search or career changes, and looking forward to hearing your success story on LinkedIn, and feel free to tag me on those posts if this video added value to you. All right. With that, over and out.